Good day at the allotment for our May plot tour. What is it? It's about the 17th, so it's mid-May. Didn't get to do it earlier. So such a challenging year this year. I know I seem to say that all the time, but it is, and not actually challenging at the allotment significantly, but challenges in just general daily life. But hey, that is general daily life, isn't it? Quite an overcast grey day today, quite a bit cooler. Actually got my hoodie on and my sort of paddy on. And yeah, I'm going to take you around the two plots here. We have been offered about another maybe 9 square meters, maybe actually 12 square meters on a couple of other plots. Twice we've been offered that space on a couple of other plots, so we might be growing some things elsewhere on the allotment, but that would be for communal use. And we are going to be growing stuff obviously at the community garden plot, which is 9 square meters. Actually that one's 12 square meters. Most of them are 9 square meters, but a couple are larger, and that one is 12 square meters. So we do have our main growing on the 2 plots you're about to see, but we have a few sort of other areas as well. It seems to be quite a plane ridden day today, so there may be a bit of pausing of the video. There's also quite a few people down here, surprisingly, for a Friday morning, a grey Friday morning. There's quite a few people down here with their lawnmowers and their strimmers, so that may be in the background as well. But yeah, we'll get on. When a plane does go over, I'll sort of try and pause the video and then pick up where I was, because they can get incredibly loud. Having said that, they seem to have stopped now. There hasn't been a plane going over for about 5 minutes. Yeah, so maybe they stopped. We'll see. Anyway, I'll catch up with you at the end. Here we are at the lower plot. This bed has been removed of the Perpetual spinach that was in there. This one, which is the bed that we made up, we joined these 2 beds here and here, you'll remember. And we have sown turnips, 2 types of turnips, some swede and some radish, another 3 rows of radish at the front. And I'll go around, I'm not sure if you can see here, turnips are coming up. So we've got 2 rows of turnips at the back that are coming up. And I think we have, no we don't, I thought we had some swede. Coming up. The radish only went in a few days ago. Again, this bed is prepared. It needs a little weed. It's had, both this bed and here have had a top dressing of fertilizer. Our Brussels sprouts are here, which will be staked. I'm going to stake them this year because even though they're well in the ground, I want to make sure they don't suffer from too much windrock. The shallots, now some of these shallots, as you can see, are very green. The ones at the edges here are quite yellow. So I'm not sure why that is. Maybe if you know, you can let me know. These onions are beginning to bulk up quite well. The beetroot, this is Cylindra beetroot, which is going to seed. We're now using the leaves. I think it's fair to say that the Cylindra didn't like this soil as well as the other beetroot that we have had, the Chioggia. Our carrot bed is now virtually empty, apart from these, which are going to seed and are a bit woody, need a bit of weeding. And then we have onions, which have got rocket growing in them, self-seeded rocket. This is some mint I have transplanted into here as the edge of our corner plot. Still not sure what to do about this butler sink we have. The strawberries are beginning to flower. Very pretty. Not sure if that'll focus, but yeah, beginning to flower. Oxeye daisy doing really well. Some feverfew, chives, thyme. Everything here is doing okay. Bulbs are settling in. I don't think we'll have any flowers off them this year. Some topsoil has gone over this, so I'm going to rake that all over. Not quite sure what is growing in the middle. Is that a sycamore? And comfrey doing well here, as well as a few other flowers. Some hollyhocks along here, and I go in some cosmos as well. This honesty is in flower, as well as this other pink one, which I'm not sure what that is. Actually, most of you get a better view of the turnip seedlings there. Comfrey tea to be made. This bed is virtually empty. We had our turnips in here and taken up, and we now have some chard left over which overwintered, which we're currently eating. But this will be an empty bed, I would have thought, within about a week. Still got Cavolo Nero in here. And the big plant which is flowering is our Indian Perpetual Kale. So it's very odd it's flowering. I've got a feeling it's a cutting of Taunton Dean that went to India and then came back a few years ago. Quite a bit of wind now. These are our onions, red onions, which have all started bolting. Take you down there, you can see these are our Swift and Sharps Express. Sharps Express, 2 rows there, Swift 2 rows here. The Swift are slower, as you can see, than the Sharps Express. But these have all had added compost put over them, so they've been topped up. That will actually be their final topping up. Pop this little trug of sweet peas and calendula here, so hopefully that will go up there. And if I just come over, tidied quite a lot of the plot up. It's looking quite tidy, though does need a bit of a weed. Okay, moving up to the top plot now. Our cardoon is beginning to flower. I think we've got 4 or 5 on here. It's not an artichoke, it is a cardoon. Though apparently you can eat the leaves, which I didn't know about. This is our garlic bed. The garlic has been watered, though the leaves are beginning to yellow. So I think these are going to be harvested really about the beginning of June, which is in 2.5 weeks. At the front here is my success story for me for this year. Radish. Look at that. I'm going to pull one out. Actually, look, that one's been a bit eaten. Oh, look at that. Okay, it's been eaten. But wow. I'm amazed. I have never grown radish to full size before. Wow. Sorry, it's not even in shot. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, God, that's lovely. So at the front, this is mouli, which is long white radish. This is this is 18 days, French breakfast, and then a crunchy mix at the end. You can see there was some poor germination there. But you know what? Yeah, these are all bulking up. Can you get in there? Yay! Thank you, Jane. Thank you, Clarice. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Right, moving on. Our early potatoes. These are also earlies in pots. And then these are actually main crop in pots. Then we have 2 raspberries and a gooseberry. Nothing in here yet. More brassicas will go in. You may remember this is our Portuguese cabbage, and I'm actually going to be cutting these down, which I haven't done yet, but leaving this one to go to seed. Our ceanothus is just going over. It's gone from a vibrant pale blue to this rather dusky pale blue as it goes over. Blackcurrant, iris, and our blueberry, which has had a few flowers on it. I didn't know this was here until last year. Our broad beans, podding up quite nicely. I think we will be picking those certainly within a week. I mean, look at that. That could be picked now. Yeah, that could be picked now, but I'm going to leave it a week. We have started getting black fly. So I'm going to be spraying them with water, trying to just get them off. But look, soulless ladybird trying to sort out the black fly. Rather too many, I think, for him or her. And you will notice that, can I get in there? Where am I looking? Let me go. I'm trying to find ants. Can you see in there? There are ants. The ants actually milk the black fly, I believe. Not sure what they take from them, but ants like black fly. Where we had our broadcast carrots is now ready. I think this is going to have 2 courgettes in, and we have some fennel here, which is just looking lovely, and it's going to flower again, but that's fine. Our carrot and parsnip bed, worst germination of parsnips in my life ever. That was the only Guernsey half long that germinated. And as I sent seeds to lots of other people that I didn't have any to resow, so I've resown. I can't remember the variety, but I resowed some that I had. I've put some spring onions in the end, but the carrots, as you can see, are doing well. 4 types of carrots, nonce, and then a yellow carrot, and then a white carrot at the end. And look at this, a new bench. Yes, okay, bit naughty, but I treated myself to a new bench. I think I deserved it. Beans, nothing coming up there yet. This is wild garlic seeds, and I think there's a few beginning to germinate. Maybe they're just weeds. Then we have collard greens, which need potting on. These are Brussels sprouts. These are Cavolo Nero. And look at our broccoli 60 days, Broccoli Raab 60 days. It was more like 40 days and has gone to seed. Not quite sure why, but hey, have to re-sow that. Coriander, parsley, sunflowers as part of Nick's sunflower challenge. Yesterday I potted on these chard. And here we have some tomatoes, which are, I think these are overwintered Amish paste. Now these Amish pastes, which are overwintered outside, this was when a tomato was put in the ground, and then it has germinated and we've taken these seeds up. These are looking really good. Nigella, just about to burst out into flower. A little peony, not peony, pansy, maybe a viola there. We have chickpeas in this bed. And then at the front we have a row of lettuce. I think I will be putting some radish along here. This is where our brassicas were, and our Brussels sprouts, which are obviously brassicas. That is where tomatoes are going to be going this year, as well as on the lower plot. There's another plane going over, so I'm just going to pause for a second. Over on that bed is our onions. Overwintered calendula in there, and there's a pansy, self-seeded pansy. A few rocket coming up in between the onions there. And then just moving over. Isn't this lovely? I've no idea what this is. I did put it in last year, and it's just lovely. And then this is a little geranium here. Yay! What I haven't done, sorry to swing you round. What I haven't done is opened up the polytunnel yet this morning. All now cleared. Cavolo Nero will be going out by the end of next week. We have some Mizuna coming up, a few lettuce. These are strawberries we were sent that I just healed in. Cavolo Nero at the back. Now, I'm not sure if this is an ironwort. Can I get going? So it's not really coming up. Not sure if that's an ironwort or not. It's supposed to be. Some lettuce, and then these are ground cherries. Market more courgettes. Vivi's orange bell peppers. Another plane going over. Tomatoes, which we will be doing a separate video on. But let's come over here. These at the back are alien tomatoes from our viviparous tomato. Look, they're still germinating. Amazing. Going back out. Got a load of cardboard yesterday. A few bits to sort out, tidy up. Onto this bench are grafted apples, blueberries we got last year, asparagus. These are Brendan's rhubarb, just couldn't remember their name. Various bits and pieces that I've thrown in. It's an oak tree. Asparagus under there. Looking down here as our borlotti and French beans. Nothing coming up there as yet. Right at the front here is a gigantes. There's another one coming in there. They come up quite quickly. What's this one? Cherokee Trail of Tears from Rob. Nothing there yet. These are our squash. Sorry, yeah, I thought so. These are courgettes. And then various types of squash. You can see right at the back are the cheeky prints. Right at the back over here is a crown prince. I just can't get focus on that on those days today. Lots of planes, lots of mowers, trying to avoid. Lovely iris in flower. Finally, more asparagus that we were gifted, which will be going to the community gardens. Various flowers. You get the colour on that one. Look at that pink centre, rather beautiful. This is also rather lovely. Not sure what this is, but it's always beautiful. And our sedum, which is red and white sedum. So that's about it. And we do have some horseradish in here, which is just starting to come up. Kept it in a pot to try and contain it a little. I think this is a hollyhock, big leaf hollyhock, I think. Oh, look, Mr. Bee there, bumbling along. Look at him, or her. So cute. More comfrey. That's it. Oh, this is where the foxes, the fox cubs, get in and out, which is why it's always a mess. There's a tin. They brought a tin. Look, some type of fish tin, I'm sure. Aquilegia. And then we have a little rosebud there. So that's it. Quite a lot of bare ground. This is bare ground. This, as I say, has got chickpeas in. So where there is seemingly bare ground, there may be seeds coming up, and where there is other areas of bare ground, that's where things will be going in. The onions, I think I'm going to put brassicas. When the onions come out, I'm going to put brassicas in there. Right, my battery's just about to die, so I will see you back at home. I think I've just got about enough battery to do a wind-up bit here. So, yeah, that's our plot tour for the month of May. Thanks very much for watching. There'll be quite a few changes in all of our gardens and allotments over the coming weeks, obviously, because hopefully once this cold patch is over, it will warm up and stay warm. Fingers crossed anyway. So I've got a loaf at home which is proving, so I need to go and put that in the oven. So I'll go and do that now. I can see another plane coming this way. I hope the stop-start of this hasn't been too distracting for you. I'm just going to let this run. I'll try and talk over the plane, because it seems to be a smaller plane, but some of the smaller planes make an awful lot more noise than the bigger planes, sometimes it seems. Anyway, I hope it hasn't been too distracting, stop-start. It's been a bit of a challenge trying to sort of stay still when I pause the camera to then start the camera off again when the plane has gone over. Yeah, I don't think I showed you this fig. Have you seen the fig? Our fig here, which is doing really well. And these are some raspberries that we were given by our neighbour, as I think you know. And there's some, I bend that down. There's some ice plants in here, which is really odd and lovely. And over here is that iris. Look at that. Anyway, and over there is a tree that needs to go to the dump. And I need to put that away. Yeah. It's sort of that time where you have to get everything in, and you end up putting things in places and going, right, I'll sort that out tomorrow. And of course, the important thing is that you need to sort it out tomorrow. It's like all our blue hoops on our beds, where they usually have netting over. All those blue hoops need to come out. There's no point in those blue hoops being there anymore, because I'm not going to be using them for the tomatoes. I'm certainly not going to be using them on the lower plots for the peppers that I think I'm putting in there. So yeah, it's that time of year where we're trying to get stuff done and also keep everything tidy. I think for me the challenge is when I come down, I need to make sure I need to tidy up. Richard would agree with that totally. I'm actually much better at tidying up behind me than I was 26 years ago when we first got together. And actually, I think I'm much better at it than I was even a couple of years ago. He may disagree. I don't know. Anyway, thanks very much for watching our May allotment tour, and we'll see you in June. But I'm going to do a special video on the Indian perennial kale. I hope to do that tomorrow. And there's also going to be a video looking at our tomatoes, which you saw partly in this one as well. But we'll be doing a separate one on that and where they are at the moment. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Mr. Magpie making noises. If it's not foxes, if it's not, I don't know, so much, if it's not parakeets, it's magpies. I'm not sure if that magpie I think I'm being a bit, I think I'm wrong, but I like to think that that magpie is the one that I saved when it was hanging, as you may remember, from a rubber band on our apple tree. I came down one day and found a magpie, I thought a dead magpie, hanging from our apple tree. It had clearly got a rubber band from the streets or somewhere. It thought it was mostly a worm, got it around its neck, went into our apple tree and was hanging there. But actually, it was still alive and it was rescued. And I like to think that that magpie up there, he's just flown off, is the same one. Maybe I'm just mad. Okay, thanks very much for watching. If you do like what we do, another big plane going over. If you do like what we do, please do subscribe and hit the bell button to get notifications. Thanks very much for watching. Bye. It's over there now. Oh, he's having a go at the having a go at the pocket. Anyway, there we are. Okay, bye.